everyone, and welcome to our very new revamped podcast. So we have gone from the Body Blossom Self-Love podcast to Big Knicker Energy.
Buzzing.
I'm so buzzing for it. I feel like it just says a bit more. I think it's the era we're in though, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like a phase of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big Knicker Energy is the bit after your 20s and before menopause. It's like that bit in between. Yeah. That's your Big Knicker Energy era.
100%.
And it's the bit that no one talks about.
Yeah.
Like, it's the bit where women become more sexually active. Like, that's where you hit your peak of sexual desire. It's the bit where women stop really caring what other people
you feel more
think.
confident.
Yeah.
You just get to that place, don't you, where you're like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just don't care what people think anymore.
Yeah.
I don't say what you want to say. I'm cool.
Yeah, and I think you find out exactly what it is you like at this time of your life.
Definitely.
Like, obviously you experiment through your 20s and early 30s and things like that, but I think now you're more secure in, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. You get to the point where like, I haven't got time for it. Like,
exactly that. That's so true, right?
That doesn't please me.
So true.
Yeah.
I love
think
it.
That's Big Knicker Energy.
Absolutely.
It's a combination of confidence, not really caring about what other people think anymore.
Yeah.
Doing it for yourself. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say selfishly. Like, you're still aware of others, obviously.
I think it's okay to be selfish, though.
Yeah.
I think people look at selfish as different things, and I think people will probably look at some of the stuff I do and think that it's selfish, but I look at it and it's like, I need to do that for me, right?
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. With the Big Knicker Energy era, you've got to the point where you are very aware of your surroundings and other people because of your life experience so far, like being a mum, running your own business. You've met so many people now that you're very knowledgeable and very emotionally aware of others. So you can be selfish without impacting other people. Do you know what I mean? I think,
absolutely.
Whereas when we're in our 20s, our selfish part maybe does impact
that's
people.
it. That's so true, right?
Because it's kind of like new and desire and a bit naughty because you're experimenting with everything. Whereas now, selfish is because, no, that's what makes me happy, so I'm going to do it.
That's it.
It's not impacting anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me.
That's so true. I love that. So shall we talk about our confidence and, like, let's talk the early years, right? What were your early years like?
Horrible.
Really?
Horrible. So, like, in primary school, I was the smallest out of everyone and kind of just overlooked. Like, my teacher used to call me Plain Jane, and my name's not even Jane.
Wow. That's awful.
That was her nickname for me, Plain Jane. And I was like, okay, and I didn't really understand what it meant.
You would not get away with that now.
Oh, no. You'd be sued now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just the one that kind of, like, filtered into the background a little bit. And then in secondary school, they discovered I was intelligent. And so then I became, like, the SWAT or, like, one of the intelligent ones. And then I got into performing arts. Yeah. And I think that's where I started to find my own confidence. But, you know, when you're in school, there's, like, cliques of people.
Yeah.
I was very well respected and looked up to in, like, the music and drama clique.
Yeah.
But no one else really knew who I was. I think, like, if you showed someone a picture of me at school from my school, 30, 40 people would know who I was.
Yeah, agreed. I would probably be the same.
Because I would never be the girl to shout out in class, or I would never be the girl to go up to somebody and just ask for something. You know, like, if I didn't have a pen, I would just sit silently until someone was like, you don't have a pen, and I'd be like, sorry.
Me too, literally exactly the same.
Because I never wanted to draw attention to myself, which doesn't go hand in hand with being in performing arts, but
no,
I wasn't myself
it's so
when I was doing performing arts.
I find it really different though. Even now, I think sometimes I can be quite a shy person in, like, large groups of people, especially people I don't know. If I've got a room of people I know, I'm taking lead and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
If I'm in a room full of people I don't know, I really struggle still.
We're extroverted introverts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't understand what it meant until recently. But yeah, in certain situations, same. I will lead it, and I will be centre of attention, and I will be the storyteller, and I will be the one that makes everyone feel welcome. And then in other situations, I will be the one still stood by the door just in case I need to leave at any minute and not speaking to anybody.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, isn't it?
But I think that's like, when we go through the kind of experience that we did at school, where you're very quiet and very shy and not like the popular girl, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have that performing arts experience. You're taught two different things. We're
So
taught
true.
to put on a brave face and do this. And I think also the ADHD part comes into it, where we mask all the time.
Yeah.
So putting on, when we feel really overstimulated, sometimes we skip into that, I'm going to take control and I'm going to take charge. We become that confident person to mask the fact that actually our brains are going absolutely mental because they can't figure out who we should talk to or what we should say or what we should be doing or should we be drinking or should we be sat down or should we be stood up or in that social situation. So our brains just go, use your drama skills.
Yeah,
like, put on your front, you can control the situation. And that's how we do it with the masking part of it as well.
Yeah.
It's so complicated, isn't it?
It is. I think, I was so shy in school. Right. And it's so funny because I say to people now, I was so shy at school and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
You? And I'm like, so shy.
The woman twerking all over social media.
Yeah, literally was so shy. And I think it was, oh my gosh, till I would probably say late 20s until I became really like a lot more confident.
Really?
Yeah. Once I had kids, I kind of found my confidence.
Yeah.
Literally took till, I would probably say when I had Mickey, my son, I would probably say after I had him is when I found my confidence and like to push the burlesque more as well. Even before, so I've been teaching burlesque. I've actually been certified for like 11 years.
Really?
Yeah, but I would say it was only when I was like, so what, like 7 years ago, after I had him, when I was like, oh, I'm just going to put on a show. Like I'm just going to, and even the first show, I didn't hardly do any costume removal.
And now,
and look at me go!
You're taking a bath naked on stage.
Literally, I'm whipping that bra off as soon as I can.
What do you think changed then?
I think for me, I found a new appreciation for my body.
Really?
Yeah, I think after I had Mickey, it was like, do you know what? I'm so grateful for what my body can do. Yeah. Like, I don't care what people think about it. Like, I'm just grateful for it. So, and I just felt inspired to help other women to feel the same because I was like, do you know what? My body is bigger than it's ever been. But I appreciate it so much and I just want others to feel that. Like, that I want them to feel good about themselves no matter their shape or size.
See, I was a total opposite to you after I had
Really?
Evan. Yeah. I wouldn't go outside.
Yeah.
I was literally at home all the time. To be fair, it was in lockdown as well. But even when the lockdown opened, I didn't go to any toddler groups. I didn't go to any social situations. Like, there was a lot more to it as well, but that was probably the least confident I've ever felt. But I had a very different pregnancy to you.
Yeah.
Whereas I was sick all the way through. I wasn't very well. The birth was horrendous. Like,
oh
it just...
God. Birth is awful. Giving birth sucks. It literally, it sucks.
It's done.
What is with that? It's so painful. It's uncomfortable. Afterwards, you're like, right, it's going to be not like I visioned, like I'm going to give birth and there's going to be this baby. It's going to be amazing. I felt nothing.
Did you not?
No, felt nothing.
I didn't feel the overwhelming, like, love and rush thing that everyone talks about.
Yeah, no.
I was really excited for tea and toast.
Yeah.
I'm really excited
Love
for
that.
it.
But I think, I definitely think it was after then I was just like, do you know what? Like, this is so cool that my body can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to love it for what it is. So that's when I was like, right, who wants to do a burlesque show? And literally just put it out to the local community and was like, I'll teach you what to do. I didn't even know where we were going to do the show. I was like, let's just dance together.
Do it.
I'm going to teach you stuff and... yeah, we're going to get on stage.
That's the important thing. Like, as you get older, you're not forced into situations to make friends as a woman.
Exactly.
Like, you have to find those situations yourselves. And then if you're feeling...
that can be hard though, right?
Oh my God,
it's so hard to make friends when you're older. It's much harder to make friends when you're older.
It is really difficult. You meet them through work or a baby class.
Yeah.
And my baby classes were great that I did go to. And I work with you. Bye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was
hard.
a teacher, I was in a classroom on my own with 32 kids all day. I didn't really socialise with any adults. It was me and 32 kids. So I couldn't really make friends that way either.
No.
But it's like now, you have to really make the effort to go and do it. But I think when you find something that you can put that effort into or that, like, sparks an interest. So, like, coming to Body Blossom, for example, immediately I knew I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, a new woman came on Tuesday and she said exactly the same thing. 10 minutes in, you know you love it. And I think that is part of the Big Knicker Energy era, is that you know straight away whether you like something or not.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I went to a spin class in a gym.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes in, I knew it wasn't for me. Yeah. But I didn't then waste the time being like, oh, I'll do 6 weeks of it.
I tried
see
gymnastics.
If I like it. Did you?
I quite enjoyed it. But not enough. You know, and you're like, oh, that's fun, but it's not really me. Too much, like.
But that's the thing now. You can just be like, no, thank you.
No, I tried it. I did it. I was like, this could be fun, but do I want to do this now?
No, I don't want to spend my time doing that.
That's it, exactly.
I think now is kind of like we've gone through the awkward stage. We've had the turning points. We've been through life experience. And it's almost like when you get into your mid-30s, I think, sometimes earlier, depending on when you have kids and stuff, you almost start life 2.0.
Yeah.
Because you're like, actually, I can design my own life. Like, it doesn't have to go by all these rules and regulations, or I don't have to tick all these boxes. Just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's the life that I'm living, and I really like it.
Do you know what, though? When I look back to my teenage years, sometimes I was a real dick.
Were you?
Yeah.
For
my parents.
Can I imagine that? Oh, for your parents.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, and you're like, mainly for my mum, bless her, because I would just go out and not come back. Like, I'd literally, because we didn't have mobiles then, right?
When
so
the
I'm
sun
having
went
to
down
then
or the lamps went off, you went in.
And I just think, God, my poor mum.
Yeah.
I just look back and think of some of the stuff I did, and I'm just like, who was she? But you're finding yourself, though, aren't you? And you're testing the waters.
And this is what I mean. Like, there's difference in selfishness or doing things for yourself.
Yeah.
When you're experimenting, there's more risk.
Yeah.
Like, to yourself and others.
So true.
Whereas when we're in our big knicker energy, it's kind of like a safe selfishness.
I love this era.
Like,
I'm not
who
gonna
am I
lie.
harming?
I'm so chilled with this era. And no, like, don't get me wrong, obviously we get life stresses, but I feel really chilled about life. And I'm like, do you know what? I just care so much less about what other people think.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, so-and-so said this about this. And I'm like, oh, it is what it is. If I do something wrong, I'll put my hands up to it. And like, right, I get that. I apologise. But I can move on from it. Like, it won't give me sleepless nights. I'm like, it's okay. We're all going to make mistakes, right? Yeah. No matter how confident or unconfident you are, we will all make life mistakes. We're human. You know? We are human. It's fine. But I think it's just about not holding on to things either. Do you know what I mean? And that, again, comes with confidence.
But do you find, though, what I find now is the things that still impact me come from people that were there in my earlier life. Whereas friends I meet now, if they say something that's judgmental, I'm like, flip boing. Like, it doesn't stick on me. I don't know if it's like a trauma thing.
Maybe.
It's getting deep, isn't it?
This is getting deep.
Or like it's a pattern that's like stuck in your brain, but that's the only thing now that kind of impacts me.
Yeah, I hear you. And the closest people to you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can let go of things that, I don't know, Susanna down the road said, who doesn't really know me, but if it's like someone really close to me, then it will hit me a lot more.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot deeper.
Whenever I post a video, you're probably the same. They're the people that I think of first. Is like, how are they going to react to it? I never think about
I don't think about anyone anymore. I'm thinking about things that haven't even happened, or I'm thinking about things that people haven't even said. Yeah. But we make them up in our brains. We tell ourselves these stories.
Well, I read something the other day. When I say I read something, I saw a reel on Instagram. And it told me.
Love that.
I sound really intelligent if I say I read something. Yeah. 95% of your thoughts are subconscious, so you've got no control over them, but also they're not based on any sort of fact. Like,
exactly.
Your brain has literally just made that up.
Yeah.
So it's okay just to let it flow through you. I think that's what I need to become better at.
Yeah.
Now I know I've got my confidence. If I feel like I really want to do something, I'll do it. But the panic mode still kicks in about like what the repercussions could be. It doesn't stop me from doing it, which is how I know I've grown. But it's still there, and I think I need to work on like my inner critic and my inner voice a little bit more, and that's just something I'll work on. Maybe when I've got my clothes off, who knows?
You know, who knows? I love that. You will, and I think it just takes time, and it's listening to the thoughts and letting them go, and being like, okay, well that's come in, but I'm going to let that go, because I don't know. Say for instance, you're just like, oh, I don't know, I get thoughts sometimes that I'm like, well, I'm not good enough to be doing this, so why will I get anywhere in life? Yeah. You know what I mean? Why am I going to become the next big entrepreneur?
It's that self-doubt.
It's self-doubt. And it's like going, do you know what? That's come in. You cannot stop these thoughts from coming into your brain, right? So that's come in, and it's going, do you know what, actually? But there's all these things that I'm doing that, you know, I've gone from here to here.
Yeah.
So that's really great. So why not me?
Yeah.
and it's just rewriting those thoughts and going, okay, well, that's come in. This is how I'm going to reframe it. And then I'm going to pass it on and not letting that come back up again. Do you know what I mean? Like straight away being like, do you know what? Okay, well, I've reframed it and that's how I thought about it. Let that one go.
Yeah.
That's done.
I think that's a skill though. Like so many people will take that and then spiral from it. Like it will just go down and down. But I, again, read something the other day. And it was like, whenever I get a negative thought or my inner critic starts off, I just say the exact same thing out loud in a Cockney accent. And it makes it sound so stupid that it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Do you know what? When we do say thoughts, though, it does give it less meaning. And also talking to yourself. So I talk a lot, and you'll see this on the online membership because I do some coaching videos on there. And I talk about our gremlin.
Yes.
And that is our gremlin talking to us. And just by taking that aside and going, do you know what? That's my gremlin speaking to me. Like it's how you say it back to it. And like, if it's talking to you like that, and if this was a friend saying these things, how would you reply? Like, what would your response be? And it's taking those thoughts and going, actually, okay, well, I'm going to take that as if that is somebody else saying that to me. And what would I say back to them?
Yeah.
That's reframing. That is what it is.
Yeah. Rather than just trusting it and going into it.
Exactly. That's it. Like, think about what you would say if that was a friend saying that to you.
So what would you say to somebody now who is struggling with their confidence, and hasn't quite hit that turning point yet? Like, what would the top 3 things you would suggest they start doing to improve their confidence?
So I would say definitely write down why you're proud of yourself. And this can be really difficult because you kind of put pen to paper and you'll be like, don't know, no reasons. There's no reason I'm proud of myself. There are reasons you should be proud of yourself, whether it's, you're kind to people. Whether it's, I don't know, last week you helped an elderly person cross the road. You should be proud of yourself for doing that. Think of the good things that you've done and write those things down, because those are reasons that you can be proud of yourself. And then when you're going into these spiral moments, it's reminding yourself of those and going, well, actually, I wrote them down. When we don't write things down, it's really hard to remember them when we're in that negative place. But by writing it down, you can then look back at it and go, do you know what, actually, I'm spiraling, but I've got that thing to remind me of why I should be proud of myself, and that will grow your confidence. Alongside that, definitely stepping out your comfort zone. And it doesn't have to be like, I don't know, doing a marathon or getting up on stage, doing a burlesque show. It doesn't have to be something that you think is this crazy thing to get out your comfort zone. It can be very small things. Like for me, my comfort zone, I hate speaking on the phone, as you know. It's something so silly, but I hate speaking on the phone. That is me stepping out my comfort zone by answering my phone or to someone, like a number I don't know. Obviously, it's people I know, it's fine, or phoning someone, something that I need to deal with. That's me stepping out my comfort zone. So even the small things, reaching out to someone who you, I don't know, might want to get back in contact with, stepping out your comfort zone is a huge thing. Taking a new dance class, whatever that might be. So I'd definitely say that as well. And then the last thing I would go for is writing positive affirmations or mantras and repeating those, because our subconscious has had so many years of telling ourselves this story that we're not good enough. Society's been brought into that by us watching, especially now with social media. So just by taking those kind of positive affirmations, positive mantras and going, do you know what? And just writing down something simple like, I am confident. I am proud of who I am. I am brave. Even just 3 positive affirmations like that and writing them or telling yourself every day will get into your subconscious, and you don't have to believe it to begin with, but it will get in there, get deeper. And then you will start to believe it. Yeah.
I think the affirmation thing is really hard because sometimes it's quite distant, isn't it? That's one thing I found really difficult. But one way that I got into it, again, saw this on Instagram, was I just picked 3. And it was like, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I am worthy because. So I had to give one reason for each one, only once. And then I could just say, I'm beautiful, and my brain would fill in the rest. I'm confident, I'm worthy, and my brain would fill in the rest of it. And it's almost like picking out the part of you so you can associate with that affirmation and you believe that affirmation.
Absolutely.
And then
and you can go back to those reasons why you're proud of yourself. So look at your reasons why you're proud of yourself and pull your affirmations from there.
Yeah. And I think they're great advice, especially pushing yourself out of your comfort zone as well.
So good. It's more powerful than anyone could ever realise. And it's just small things. Every day. That builds your confidence more than anything. Is stepping out your comfort zone.
It's an achievement, isn't it?
Exactly. And then you get that feel good. you know, and then you're
Big
sparking
knicker
it in your
energy.
brain. Big knicker energy, here we are.
I love it. Perfect.
What a first podcast episode.
I know. I mean, I
so
feel
excited.
like we deviated a little bit, but...
That's going to be us though, right? Completely. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our first episode, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye.